Hey guys, welcome to this video. I will try to make a very useful one. If you like to work out, if you want to stay in shape, but the problem is that you don't have time for a gym. The problem is that you don't have much money for a gym. You're not ready to spend money for a gym. Well, let's say if you have to travel a lot and you simply don't want to find, or you don't want to go to a gym because you're too tired, or because again you don't have much money, or you don't have much time for that. So today I'll try to make a very useful video. I'm going to show what exactly and how exactly you should do in order to stay in shape when you are in those kinds of situations. Let's get started.
Oh, check this out. It's happiness in Russian. I just wish I could fly like you guys. But hang on, I wouldn't have my arms and I wouldn't be able to work out. No. So this is all you need, all in one place right here. Here is a bag that, of course, it's not everything in here that I've been using for these years. I've been training for over 17 years right now, and I gotta say that, of course, I used many different tools, let's say sports equipment, and yes, some of them are useful, some of them not. And of course, by the time goes, sometimes you understand that, look, these things, as they've been promoted, not quite good, as they say, right? So you find out for yourself, and some things are useful for you, some things are not, depends on what kind of sport you do. But actually for us, for those who are now just want to stay in the shape for years, so the shape that, for example, like this one, so this shape I keep for many years, and again, I don't take any supplements, I'm just a regular guy who it's useful stuff. And okay, enough talking, so let's get started. So here we have some rubber bands and another band and another band, plus I have those grips right here, and also some straps again. So what are these things and how are they useful? What kind of usage, what kind of application you can do with those things? Let's get started. Well, first of all, we know that if you don't go to the gym, if you don't want to go to the gym, or if you are not ready to spend money for any gym, or again, if you're traveling, right? So you don't have time for those kinds of activities and those kinds of places. So, which is why we all know that in order to stay in basic shape, you can always do regular push-ups, right? So push-up is a very good, unique exercise that always develops your chest, your shoulders, and of course your arms, especially the back part, which is the back side, which is a tricep, right? So this is a very good thing. But how you can, let's say, progress, let's say if you are quite, kind of tired with your regular push-ups, well, these things might help. First off, it's not necessarily that your arms, your hands, let's say your hands will be dirty, right? So you can work out outside, you can do those things at home, and you never care if you're going to slip, right? Or something will be, it doesn't matter what kind of surface is that. So those grips will always be very, very useful. So let me just quickly show it to you. So you can do regular push-ups like those. You can change the position of your hands, right? So again, and again, and again, then wider, and there are so many variants right here. So, and we know that when you're working on that kind of exercise, we know that first off, it develops your tricep or chest, right? But some people don't really understand how to do those push-ups. And you guys have to understand that when you're doing push-ups, you need to know that when the elbows are pointed at the sides, you are training mostly, you train your chest. Well, of course, triceps are always involved because you are pushing. So any pushing movement is developing your tricep. Of course, yes, of course. But in this case, when we are trying to concentrate on something else, you can play with chest. For example, changing the position and your elbows, trying to point them at the back
tricep, at the sides, left, right, then chest, again wider, chest, etc. Right, etc. And of course your shoulders, they are always involved as well, because you're pushing, so the front deltoid is involved, and etc. So the grips are really unique things that I strictly advise. All right, so the next one is going to be one of my rubber bands, and I'm going to show you this one first, because this one originally it was circular. Originally it was connected, right? Then it was broken and it was torn apart because of kids, because mostly I was training out for ages. It's been what? It's been over 10 years since I stopped training powerlifting. And now when I work out for myself. I'm not going to the gym anymore. And yes, of course, I did go to the gym during some time, let's say, but now no. So you got to be careful with your equipment when you let those kids to approach you and play with your stuff. So sometimes things can be broken. All right, so this one is quite light one. So why these bands are different? So first off, we have this one. Then I really enjoy training with this one. Then I have the red one, and also I have the black one. As you can see, they're all different in width, right? So this one is wide and really tough, and the red one is still quite wide but not that tough, and the other one is the orange one. I really like it to warm up with it, and then also when I want some pump, I also do exercises with the orange one. And this one is the most simple in use, and smooth really, and not that hard to play with. So let's get started. Let me just show you what kind of exercises you can do with those things. There are two secrets and there are two ways to train with those bands. So the first one is when you have nothing to hang this band on, or anchor it. There's a number of things that you can do with those bands. For example, with this one, I like to train my arms. You guys know that the boys, males, they always want to develop their arms, so biceps are getting bigger, arms are getting wider, and this is really cool. But you always have to remember, when you're training your biceps, you have to keep your elbows really close to your body. Yep, that's how you develop those biceps. But look, I'm not gonna tell you details, you'll see those videos later. So right now, some exercises with the band. An alternative way to train your shoulders. That's right. So regular, dumbbells that you can use for this exercise now are not needed anymore, right? So you can still train your shoulders like that, and keeping the required load as strong, well, let's say not that strong as before, not that solid as before, right? But still quite essential. Also, do not forget about shrugs. So shrugs develop your what? It's trapezoid muscles, right? These muscles that help to develop your huge neck. For example, with this band, well, same. Step on this band. You can use only one foot or both of your feet. And again, trying to hold your biceps and elbows, keeping them really close and not movable. You training your biceps like that. Whoo, right. And again, lift your arms, lift them again, and that's how you train your shoulders, front deltoids. Always keep your back straight and try to put your chest a little bit to the front. So just now when I trained with the orange band, I'm gonna move on with my red one, and I'm gonna anchor it here at the bottom of this facility, of this fence. Whatever facility you guys have, it's all the same. It's all the same, doesn't matter. So here, when I change the angle, that's how I can change the load for my muscles. So here, right now, I'm gonna show you the exercise that will develop your shoulders. Just another version. Because we all know that there is no such thing that I'm gonna train the front part, the back part, or the middle part. But no, guys. It's all about angles. The muscle is always involved in the whole process. What I'm trying to say is that different kinds of exercises will simply involve as much fibers of our muscles as possible. So the more variants, the more versions you are using in your, let's say, daily routine exercises, and the better your results are. From this angle, it's also quite convenient to train your biceps. Well, of course, I'm male. Always keep your back straight. And always keep your elbows close to the body. Don't shake them. I'm trying to keep my body warm. And I always advise that to anyone who is training and to anyone who I see is not equipped enough for a good training. And very important factor is safe training. Because look guys, we don't need to show off and play with our health like that. All right. I tore one tendon before and I don't want to have this experience again. Yeah, safety first, right? Especially at the end when you're done with your bicep training. You can play like that in order to get enough pump. All blood rushes to your muscles. All right, and you get the feeling. Another exercise for your back is this. So again, you try to keep your back straight and then your chest in the front, right? And again, your elbows pointing at the sides, and you start this kind of stretch and stretch and stretch. You can pause yourself like that here. All right, okay. That's how we make our back wider. The V shape, the superhero shape. Wait a second, hang on. So this is all about back and biceps. Is there and shoulders? Is there anything else that I can do for a tricep? Well, of course you can. Here's another exercise. Again, you have to keep your back straight. Otherwise, well, basically nothing will happen. It's just wrong position, and it's just, you just harm yourself. And those assistant muscles in your back, they will simply develop in the wrong way. We don't need that. Okay, so one by arm. So this arm first, then the left one, and slowly get your results. Okay, so for the next exercise, I need to use my lowest bend here. Why? Because I still want to train my tricep. So what am I going to do right now? This is going to be a vertical press using only one arm, single arm press. Right. For this exercise, since the load is coming from the side, it's better if you just hold something solid in order to balance yourself. Or just, you know, in my case, when I have this fence, I'm just getting very close, just lean on it. Remember, for this exercise, and basically for any exercise that involves tricep, you don't need to straighten your elbow, because if you do so, you just ease the whole thing, the whole problem, because the problem that we need to create this load is now disappeared. When you straighten it, you just rest. Look, you're going to rest when you're done. Usually when I'm done with the exercise, I do some additional push-ups, like those ones. You know, again, just to give myself additional pump. All blood rushes to the muscles that you train. This is the key. When you're done with your reps, you've done, let's say, 10 or 12. Just do 3, 4 additional ones. Okay, because the real load, the real training starts when you're done. Okay, the next exercise is as simple as a day, because now we're going to train our legs. All right, how am I going to do that? Yes, I'm gonna use my neck. And stand up. This can be useful for anybody, for a lady, for female, for male, anybody can do those exercises. And again, we know that we have different types of bands, right? This one is the orange one, is the lightest one. I have the red one and I have the black ones. So I'm gonna use them when I will be training after. And finally, one very good way to train your abs. So this magic wheel with two handles, doesn't matter what kind of handles or what kind of wheel is this. You can use a self-made if you want to. So we are using our knees for this exercise, and this is the beginner's level. This will help you to start to play with this wheel. I remember the first time when I did this exercise, when I was living in a hostel in my university. It was, what, it was 15 years ago, I guess, or 15, yeah, probably 15 or 16 years ago. So I did this exercise and I was so sure that I can do that, because I used to be quite strong back then. I was a teenager, yes, but I was a high school student. So I did this easily. I did approximately 5 or 7 maybe reps, and then for the rest of the week I just passed out. It was just terrible. I had a terrible feeling, and that was just so unbearable for me. So this exercise is a very good one to train your abs. To those who cannot do chin-ups, any pull-ups at all, so the straps can be very, very useful. Or to those who are used to train their chin-ups and then they're just simply too exhausted and they're not able to continue working on their back, because our back is involved in any chin-up exercise, especially when you use a wide grip. So as you can see, you can be very, very creative with these things. And again, these are just my advices. These are just my parts of my own experience. So you can play with those things as much as you want, and they can be incredibly useful for you. Just don't just stick to this idea that you definitely need a gym to work out. Actually not. The gym is everywhere. So guys, these are all things that you need, but take some of them with you wherever you go or whatever you do and however you want to train. I hope this video was useful for you today, and I'll see you in our next one. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a like. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. See you later, guys. Stay awesome.
Goodbye.